Folks, I have applied for White House press credentials. Earlier today, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt for Donald Trump announced that she's adding a seat in the press briefing room for new media like podcasters, content creators, things like that. And they opened up a form where you can apply to be in that seat. You can come into the White House press briefing room and ask questions. And I did that. Thank you. Your submission has been recorded. I did that. What do we think the odds are that I get accepted? Do you think they're going to invite me to the White House to ask the Trump administration questions? Not banking on it.
Well, young Harry Sisson would be absolutely correct not to bank on it, because there's no way in hell they're going to let this guy have a press seat. And there's a few reasons why, Harry. I know you're never going to see my video, but in case you ever stumble across it, you're extremely dishonest. You are a very dishonest social media influencer. You've built your platform completely off anti-Trump rhetoric. And now that the election is over, you're not really so much needed by the Democrat Party anymore. So I know that that's a paycheck that's been cut. And TikTok, you must be crossing your fingers that it stuck around thanks to Trump. And you must be really hoping that it's going to last a little bit longer than 90 days. Otherwise, you're kind of screwed. You're a superstar on TikTok, not many other places. Now, about Trump saving TikTok, you announced it. Yeah, Trump saved TikTok. You didn't say saved TikTok, but you did state Trump got it reinstated. Then you released a video like 10 minutes later. Oh, look at this. Trump wanted to ban it in 2019. Yes, that is true. He wanted to ban it in 2019. But he had a change of view. The other night you were on Piers Morgan, and you explained how Joe Biden had a change of heart when it came to pardoning Hunter Biden. So why can't Donald Trump have a change of view, a change of heart? He actually ended up seeing the benefits of TikTok and wanted to keep it. And as soon as the Democrat Party realized that he wanted to keep it, all of a sudden they were completely for banning it, which they were opposed to before. So if Harry Sisson ever did make it into the White House press room, Caroline Leavitt would rip him apart. She'd shred him apart on a daily basis because he's going to go in there with a well thought out gotcha on a daily. So that's never going to happen. Enough about Harry Sisson. For those of you that are curious about what happened with Snowdubb, now don't get me wrong, I don't know Snowdubb. I just been kind of keeping myself informed. It looked like he had received a warning and then received like a double strike on his Liberal Tears videos. YouTube did not take his videos down. Snowdubb did that on his own. He didn't actually take them down. He just privatized them to put them in the background. I guess to avoid a third strike. Maybe he just wants to investigate into his videos and really ascertain what caused the strikes. But fingers are crossed. I'm sure Snowdubb will be back. Besides that, let's get into the video, guys. Let's do it.
Hey, I rewrote the Pledge of Allegiance. Here it goes. I pledge no allegiance to a flag because we aren't united. And to the republic, I will not stand for a nation under censorship, completely divided, no liberty, and justice only for some.
In case you're wondering, 4B is very simply not having sex with men, not marrying men, not going on dates with men, and not child rearing with men. In case you're also wondering, trans women are women, trans men are men, and non-binary people are not men. It is indescribably tiring as someone who is non-binary to have to continually explain to cis women on this app that if you think that 4B inherently must exclude trans women because they're like an other type of woman, that's your Freudian slip. Conflation with like turfiness and 4B, when 4B isn't like a subsect of feminism, it is not a perspective or explanation on the differing experiences of different types of women. It is a practice of abstinence. Plain and simple. Don't tell on yourself.
It's always some white man in my DMs who is just like, if only you didn't hate on Trump, then maybe I could show you a good time. Stay away from me, white man!
Man, like, scrolling on TikTok is, like, rough. Like, I was just sitting here and I'm just like, this lady, like, Hispanic, she just said, I can't believe how many people actually hate me. Like, I regret looking the way that I do. I'm so freaking sorry. To everybody that's been affected by this, like, I'm just, like, heartbroken, man. And I don't know how to help you. Other than be loud and talk about it and stop talking to people and not be friends with people and not go to Target, like, or anywhere, like, grow my own food. Like, I don't know how to help, and I'm sorry.
Okay, all these deportation cries, they're getting a little out of control, and these liberal white women are just making themselves look foolish. She's regretting for what she looks like, meaning I'm a white woman. It's getting a little bit stupid at this point. And even though they're trying to be sympathetic, it's coming off as a little racial. You know, like I'm going to stop going to Target. Why do you? First of all, why is this deportation? People are only thinking about Mexicans. Don't get me wrong, I love the Mexican people, but as far as I know so far, I haven't really seen much about Mexican deportation. That's not what they're going after here. They're going after criminals. If that criminal just so happens to be from Mexico, yeah, they got to get their ass back to Mexico. If they had a family down here and that's being broken up, yes, that is sad, but still, the person was a criminal, committed crimes in the United States, needs to go back to Mexico. And where I said it looks a little racial is why is she saying I'm going to stop shopping at Target? Why does she assume, why do all these people assume that Mexicans only know how to garden and like cut grass? It's a little ridiculous at this point.
You're crashing out over nothing. That's all I fucking do! When will you understand that's all I fucking do? Crash out over nothing. Post stupid hot takes. Rile people up for no reason. That's what I do on this app. The fact that I can't anymore, it's really grinding my gears.
Illegal immigrants are the workers who do that, and they're hiding because of ICE and everything. And she was like, well, I'm glad they don't pay taxes. And I was like, Mom, they do pay taxes. They pay a lot of taxes. You gotta read about it, because they do. And she was like, well, I'd rather China not be growing our crops. I don't understand where.
I'm not proud to be an American, 'cause these bitches don't care about me. And I won't forgive or let it slide that y'all trying to take my rights from me. So I rudely stand up and say fuck you and your ugly ass mama too. 'Cause it ain't no doubt I hate this land. Woo! So fuck the USA, or however that shit go, bro.
I have a question. For anyone who isn't Mexican, from Mexico, or Mexican American like myself, or of Mexican descent, what's your deal? Like, why don't you like us? Like, we're amazing people. We are a proud people. We are hard workers. We are caring people. We do so much for so many people every day, every minute. I just don't get it. And I feel like for all those people who hate us, who want to see us gone, who want to see us hurt and in pain, why? Like, what did we do to you? Like, what did we do to you? Like, seriously, like, I don't get it. Like, explain it to me. You know, you're so good at yelling things out. All right, tell me, what did we do? Why do you feel the way that you feel? And why do you feel so comfortable being so mean to us? Like, seriously, why do you hate us?
Okay, as I said in my last video, the best advice that you can give to a liberal is to tell them to stop hanging around with other liberals, because they just gaslight each other. And unfortunately, right now what's going on is the Mexican community in the United States is being completely gaslit. There's no target on them. There's no hatred towards them. People love the Mexican culture. Again, if you are an honest US citizen, you're obviously more than welcome to stay there. If you're there illegally, it doesn't matter if you're from China or if you're from Japan or if you're from Mexico or Africa. If you're there illegally, that's an issue. If you're a criminal, it doesn't matter where you're from, you gotta go. This has nothing to do with targeting Mexicans. And I'm seeing more and more videos like this of Mexican people saying, what the hell? What the heck's going on? Why all of a sudden are we being hated on? Not at all. But the same people that are gaslighting your community are also making it look like, well, shit, if the Mexicans leave, who's going to pick our fruits? Shouldn't that insult the shit out of you? That doesn't really make much sense to me at all either. But now, I did see that there was, I tried to look this up after seeing this clip. I did try and find actual statistics of, since Trump has been on his second term, what's been going on when it comes to Mexican deportations. The only thing I've come across so far, and it's been hard to find actually, is only criminals at this point have been deported. It has nothing to do with just going after Mexicans. I did find it actually a little fishy though. There was Asian immigrants that were deported, but I don't see anybody complaining about them. It's perhaps because their skin's not brown enough and they can't make, a racial issue out of it. Liberals need to stop hanging around with other liberals.
So yeah, out running some errands. Of course, I ended up at Costco. Of course, I'm enjoying a slice of Costco pizza. And I have one more stop to make. And in that stop, I'll be picking up some Ben & Jerry's. Why? Because on this page, we support the companies that are fighting back and are keeping the diversity and inclusivity initiatives.
If you've said absolutely zero things about politics since November, you're a Trump supporter in my mind. Yeah, silence is political. And I don't necessarily mean on social media unless you're an influencer. It's just like, it's weird. Stop being weird.
Remember when I told everybody default divorce was on the way? And all these wonderful things that Trump was going to do? 3 words. I told you! Project 2025 is acknowledged by Trump and his government, and he put the writers of it in his government. Oh, and then we've got Mr. Elon. Yeah, the day after he did that shit, Mother went and spoke with a bunch of neo-Nazis in Germany, and about how, we should just put it all in the past, and it's okay to be a Nazi now. Okay. Have a great time. I'm going to be sitting here wondering how people I know are going to stay in their housing.
Do you guys know how fast Hitler dismantled Germany after he was elected? 53 days. Now, given the fact that Germany is like the size of Texas roughly, I'm hoping that we have a little bit more than 53 days because we're already 6 days in. But what we need is actionable plans. We need to make a go plan. You need a go bag. You need survival shit. And if you think we're fear-mongering, then that's fine. But wouldn't you rather be safe than sorry? Wouldn't you rather be like, I think they're crazy, but I have this go bag just in case? Because you should. We are in the danger zone. We do not have months. We do not have years. There is a red flag for genocide out for the United States of America because every other country sees what's happening, and every person in America who is not shoved up that orange orangutan's a-hole also sees what's happening. So, I don't understand how your one demographic of people, the MAGA, how your one demographic thinks that you are right and the entire rest of the world is wrong. Not just your fellow Americans, but the rest of the world. So, make a plan with the people you love. Download apps that are not owned by America. Download apps that are not being watched by the oligarchs. Don't share any sensitive information via TikTok or Facebook Messenger. Download something like Signal or WhatsApp, something that they cannot get in there and read as easily. We need a plan because shit is going to hit the fan. All of us were right. All of you were wrong. and we need to protect ourselves.
All right, so she's brought up several points here, so I'm probably going to have to do a couple jump cuts, and I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. The one thing I'll agree with her on is everybody should have a go bag. Everybody should actually have a little bit of a shit hits the fan plan. I myself, I have canned food, all that type of stuff stored away, and I have to rotate it. I'm not one of those super crazy prepper people, don't get me wrong, but I do have like emergency water set aside. I have all sorts of emergency flashlights, backup batteries, solar panels. I'm ready if something were to happen. So I agree with her there. Now, where she's absolutely incorrect is where she's stating that this one demographic of MAGA thinks that everything's all peachy and okay, but the rest of the world can see what's wrong. This is projection. It's absolutely the far left. Now, again, I know I always just use the term liberals. I know you old school liberals are not like these new school liberals. These young progressive ones, they call themselves liberals. They've kind of stolen the name from you guys, and they're radical, they're progressive, they're far left. These guys are totally living in a bubble, and they don't realize that they are the much smaller minority, and the rest of the world, not the whole rest of the world, but a good chunk of the world knows America just got saved with Trump being elected as president. It was going down the tubes for the past 4 years. Now, she's talking about an American genocide under Trump. So she's living in complete delulu with the whole, we were all right, all of you were wrong, the shit's going to hit the fan. Make sure if you communicate, you're only going to do it on WhatsApp and Signal. Apps like that are not as protected as you think. The encryption, I can't do it myself, but believe me, the encryption is decently easy enough to get through. So this is fear-mongering at its greatest. This is even beyond TDS, because it's not just about Trump. It's literally just about, like, Republican, Democrats are no longer in control, we're screwed.
I dislike President Trump based on his policy with taxes, and his lack of understanding for the importance of human rights. But I hate President Trump based off of the fact that he is a sexual predator. And I hate what kind of message that sends to men in our country. And I hate how that hurts his victims.
I think one of the funniest things in the whole world is those posts that are like, I've never seen a pretty Trump supporter. And then people will repost it and they'll be like, you feel dumb now? No, bitch, you're fucking up.
If my dad ever spoke about me the way Trump speaks about his daughter, he'd be 6 feet under. My mom would be 6 feet under for marrying a POS. My siblings would be 6 feet under because I wouldn't want the bloodline to continue.
Have found out this morning that all federal loan disbursements are supposed to be halted. And don't even come in my comments saying, oh, the Department of Education said that the federal loan disbursement for this semester, they said specifically this semester, we'll be going through, okay, whatever. I'm supposed to get a disbursement in summer, fall, and next spring before I can graduate with my doctorate of veterinary medicine, which I have been working for my entire life. Currently, I am at $300,000 in debt from my doctorate alone. That is how much it costs to get an education in America. Let alone the fact that my tuition alone every single year is $50,000. $50,000. And when I start in clinics, they're going to have us working every day 40 to 60 hours per week. So do not tell me, oh, you can just work and pay for that. Vet techs make less than $20 an hour. I made $14 an hour as a vet tech. Even working full time, I wouldn't make $50K a year. So do not say that you can work and pay off school, because that's just completely inaccurate and ignorant. $50,000 of tuition would be half my starting salary as a veterinarian, as a doctor. You think people can pay this off with a normal job, with what the minimum wage and just general pay is at? You're fucking delusional. I had said, and everyone had said, that this would happen. We had said, he's affiliated with Project 2025. All these things that have come up, we said would happen. And you all said, no, it won't. That'll never happen. There's checks and balances. He just says that. Fuck you.
Now, again, this young lady has got a lot to say. This original clip is about 4.5 minutes long. I trimmed it down the best I could because I didn't want to make the clip super long, but she did have a lot of points that she brings up. And this comes down to the whole Department of Education. Now, she's saying that she has been working her whole life for her doctorate to be a vet. And respectable. I love animals. But where she's saying she's in debt, 300 grand alone. She's not done. $50,000 a semester. This is how much it costs for an education in America. How can the Liberals not see the issue with that? Even if you get yourself a good job, and if I'm right, she said that she'll be making double what her tuition costs per year when she's a full-fledged veterinarian. So that would be 100 grand a year. But even realistically, think about the cost of living, the cost of your car, the cost of food, cost of rent, house, whatever you're going to have at that point. But you already owe 300 grand. She's bitching that she can't get her hands on the next 50 grand now to pay off her next tuition. So she's probably going to be, by the time it's all said and done, $450,000 to $500,000 in debt by the time she's done her education. How long is it going to take her to pay that off? $500,000. Let's even say it stopped at $300,000 and you're making 100 grand a year. You're going to be paying that off for like 15, 20 years. And she's bitching that the government currently now is the problem, and that's what's failing her. But she walked right into the trap in the first place. So, and then even to top it off with her financial woes is when she gets out of school, and to start off, she's going to have to become a veterinary clinic, or not a veterinary clinic, a technician. What she stated, she'll make less than $20 an hour. The last time she did it, she was making $14 an hour, less than 50 grand a year. I don't know how long she'd have to work that job before she can actually fulfill her doctorate and actually be a vet. But it sounds to me like she's in for years worth of financial struggle. Then she wants to jump on and blame you guys, the right, the conservatives, the Republicans, anybody that voted for Trump. Well, we didn't actually think this was going to happen and that he was going to do all this. And she's like, F you, you knew he was going to do this. Again, I'd like to see some Republicans that voted for Trump that were like, holy crap, I had no idea that any of this was going to happen. Everybody knew what the mandate was. Everybody knew what Trump was going to do. He, in a press conference that he had today, stated now that he's up to 350 executive orders, and that he is officially off to the most efficient start of any president ever in history. And of course, people on the left can be like, oh no, he's not that. Yeah, this is extremely efficient what he's doing right now. He is executing everything he said he was going to do. Everybody was fully aware about what he said he was going to do. This is not a surprise to anybody, and people are happy as they can be. This is exactly what they voted for. The next 4 years are going to be amazing. As usual, guys, I got one more clip for you. Like, comment, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Hey, quick question. Are we just supposed to keep living like everything is normal? Do we still, like, go to work, pay our bills, and just act as if everything in the world, everything that's going on is just completely normal? Because I'm really struggling with that concept. How am I supposed to just live my everyday life? And that's the thing about being a parent, is that you have no choice. You have to just get up, do the things because you have somebody else relying on you. But I am really struggling with the fact that I have to wake up every day knowing everything that I know. And now I understand the sentiment of ignorance is bliss, because I wish I was, in a sense, but also I'm glad that I know what's going on in the world. I'm glad that I'm not ignorant. But oh, how are we just supposed to live every day like normal? Wake up, get ready, go to work, take your kids to school, and just be okay? Because I'm not okay.